There is nothing wrong with your television set. There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can roll the image, make it flutter. We can change the focus to a soft blur, or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your television set. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to
You crack me up, John. I don't know if it's that surprise look one of the anime, or is it Jarvis being Don Jarvis in the side? I can't wait make up my mind which is the my favourite bit. But there you go.
Evening, everybody. Welcome to Jarvis's Corner on MUFC RealistTV and my new channel, Tactical Corner, or Tactical Devils, as it's actually called. So, well, we're done with the bloopers, and I just want to say hi to the panels, Rivalry, Andy Tate, and Mick Ruby. So I will be polite and let the guests speak first. So, Andy, how are you doing, my friend?
He's going back to Stretford Paddock.
Been doing stuff for the paddock, been working, looking after my family, walking a dog. Okay, I have to stay away from Old Trafford now because I've been priced out. Thank you, Jim Ratcliffe. And yeah, so I'm watching it get. I'm doing stuff at the studio instead. So I rather get paid to watch rubbish than pay out to watch rubbish. If you get me, you know, I rather earn me keep doing my podcasting. So yeah, there is a benefit to it.
Well, I don't blame you. £66. That's almost a steal. You know, no, it's a robbery. Criminal robbery. And we have the big boss himself in the house for once. It's been a while, Mick. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm smiling. Like I got this big buttrick smile because nobody expected us. Like everyone thought we would go to Anfield and show the yellow belly, but we didn't. So therefore, I am smiling. I don't know. Did I say something? Klopp, where are you? Nowhere to be seen.
Nobody expected. Jarvis, come on, bail me out here.
Yeah, but you know what, Stu? I did say that in a. So I said, like, you know, if we get a result, will you wear a mankini? I don't see the mankinis too, but I'm good.
Well, you know, I don't want to. I want to save it for a very special occasion. We've had, as Andy will attest, we've had 2 centimeters of snow, and you know, UK shuts down when we get so much snowfall. So and it's cold. It's cold.
I lived 2 minutes from work. 2-minute walk. And I had to get a lift home yesterday because it was crazy, absolutely crazy. A 2-minute car ride.
Jarvis, this lads don't know what snow is.
We haven't got a clue what snow is. Trust me.
2 centimeters, 5 maybe, or what are we talking about?
If we get 5 centimeters, then that's it. I mean, the schools are closed, the roads are closed, the weather warning comes in, and there's an address by the Prime Minister. If you haven't got to leave your house, don't.
Dude, I get 5 centimeters in 10 minutes.
Oh, we know. Well, you sent me that video, didn't you, when you were out snow?
Yeah, he was on snow patrolling.
Plowing snow.
Yeah, listening to, I think it was AC/DC or something.
Riding dirty. Want to see me riding dirty? Riding dirty.
No. It was a Dan. This Jarvis driving with his snow plow.
He was loving it. No. We our country shuts down if we get a tiny amount of So
it's fully understandable. You know, it's very difficult when it comes 2 centimeters of snow.
That's too deep.
You have my fullest sympathy.
Yeah,
So, I'm just kidding. It's fantastic to have a legendary panel as this. We have Stu, Andy, and Mick Ruby. I promised you Phil Mars, ex-United player, but I'm
That's
sorry,
probably my
I
fault.
made a mistake. But he's coming on next Monday with a special guest. Stu, maybe you will talk about it just to introduce to the people.
So we've many moons ago, not many moons ago, but a few months ago, I was privileged of interviewing Keith Hackett, the ex-Premier League referee and the PGMOL head. And Keith will be joining us next Monday at 9:00. So please tune in. Throughout the week, can you message myself and Jarvis either via YouTube or by Twitter? Any questions you'd like to ask Keith? About VAR, about anything, and we will put those to him. We also want to get the old player referee first hand angle, and then me and Jarvis will try and get some good stories. Maybe there's a Roy Keane story in there or two.
Hope so.
How about getting in the blue corner Howard Webb as well? The red corner.
We don't quite know Howard Webb yet, but this is we are going to try our best, aren't we, Jarvis, to try and increase our panelists and
I will just watch that because I would have a right go at the referee, so I'm going to sit on the sideline.
Yes, you go on the sideline.
I'm staying that one out next week because
everyone's standing in line taking turns like with the crowbars.
Yesterday, I've just seen an handball tonight against Wolves. What's the difference? So it's
yes. Oh, and I've got a new mascot as well, Jarvis.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Lego.
Jarvis, as you wouldn't be surprised.
Is that Arteta?
He carries the greatest number ever.
Juan Mata, number 8.
Yeah. But I also had this gifted for me at Christmas as well. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh,
I had that gifted to me as well.
I've got a Georgie Best one.
Just a nice bit of nice bit of memorabilia. So I had that gifted. So I meant to show you these actually the other day. So but this is my I do like this my little office buddy.
Yeah,
greatest
I jokingly said, and without an insult, is that Arteta, like with the Lego head, like
yeah, he's got that. He has got that. He's got that. Yes,
Arteta looks like Agent Blackout, Captain Scarlet. So if you see it, you'll see the difference.
I tell you, you might have to explain that one, Andy. You might have to explain that one.
Captain, if you any of you are above the age of 40 and you're in the 80s, you watch like Thunderbirds, Stingray, and all that, Captain Scarlet and the Mr. Ons, you will look at Agent Black, who is the bad guy.
Yes.
And look at Arteta and see what you see.
Ooh. But when I actually see, I have this weird association, Andy. Whenever I see Mr. Good Evening, I see Count Dracula, like, good evening. No, he looks like Dracula.
Yeah, you do.
By the way, guys, we got tons watching already.
Tons of people, yeah.
Yeah, tons of people watching. Tons of people in the chat. Big hello to Rushmano, the legend, is in. Jarvis,
everybody's in the house. I can see that.
Big Jamie Wayne's in. Neil Driscoll. Lovely Lola's in. Nice to meet you, lovely Lola. Jules, Solskjaer United from RDTV. Rich's channel. He's in.
Stu Wolps, we have Paul Lucas, we have lovely Lola, Thomas Vegines, legends in the house. Jules Solskjaer United TV, big up all of you. Yes. Wow.
Rasta Top is in the house. Big Mark's in the house. Everyone's in the house.
Lovely Lola. Checkers play pop. Checkers play pop.
Checkers play pop. Dunno.
Oh,
No. Sorry, Jarvis, we're going off on one tonight.
It's just that comment. Checkers play pop. Oh my days.
But talking about Legos, I also have a lot of Legos, but I'm building Star Wars Legos. I'm actually working on the Sarlacc pit for my son because there was 6 packs of them. So now I'm doing the Sarlacc pit. So I'm done with the the tank, the mouth.
The Sarlacc pit. Yeah, I didn't
but I have the spaceship left. So yeah,
I didn't
so
realize you
that's
could buy
what I'm
that
working
one.
on.
I didn't realize you could buy that. I was gifted a truck with a flatbed truck with a this is Legos as well. It's with a digger on it. So I've got that to do. Still got the typewriter to do. I've got But the Sarlacc pit one, Sarlacc pit. I didn't
need to
buy
get into this Lego malarkey.
It's very therapeutic.
The Lego Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, so that's my Christmas list for next year. So.
Oh no! Do you know what? We were having a really good time until Trev Wade popped in the chat. Oh no, Trev! It's gone. Love you, Trev.
Yeah.
You know that, pal. What we need, Trev, is when Trev comes in the chat, we need to get dun 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 when we see Trev pop up.
Anyway, we have also Welsh Girl 68 in the house. We have lovely moderator Jamie Wayne as well, David Porter. Big up legends, guys. Smash the like button, whatever you're watching. Let's kick on, Jarvis.
Yes.
What are you cooking today?
Well, today's show is called Turning Point, or what did I say again? Or
same old
story. Same old story. So we've seen this before. We've seen us going away. We saw us win against the Manchester City, just to go on a losing streak of 3 to 4 games against mighty Nottingham Forest and other teams, the Wolves, and didn't go well. So we know these players can show up if they want to, but do they want to for the rest of the season? And for me now, I'm worried what will come next. Will we meet up against Southampton? Southampton might beat us, and we will be back to square one again. So my question is to the panel, and I will start with Andy Tate. Do you think this player is a turning point, or is it just a flash?
I think Jarvis, I think the penny has dropped for some of these players because they have been villainized and criticised from pillar to post and absolutely attacked on all fronts, from TV to social media, and quite rightly so. They have been getting away with murder, absolute murder, no accountability, no running. Whatever you're told, you flush it down the toilet and it's all over, and basically you let yourselves down, you let the fans down, and people pay good money to watch this team. And I think the penalty, you can't just do a Man City. Then it's got to count for something now. And because we've got Arsenal Sunday, and if you don't play like this Sunday and for the rest of the season, we go out the FA Cup and get absolutely embarrassed. They're going to be scrutinised again. But I think Martinez, he said this. He said it's a matter of the mind. He said this on an interview yesterday, and I think it's clicked with Bruno now as well, and Delo. Some players are actually maybe playing for the careers, and I think Cameron's had enough of them, and he's like, they've had a week to absorb the Newcastle defeat, and now we've got another week now before the next game. So it's getting the message across. If this cannot be drilled into their heads, then maybe it's time to take up another sport, like watch rugby or something. I don't know. But it's, I think for some, the penny has dropped. I take the Garnacho as well, maybe dropping some of his socials. That's positive. I want to keep Garnacho. That's good. I heard that today. He's been dropping some. Twitter's been erased, eradicated, and Wivenshaw boy can jog on down to Manchester Airport and clear out, for as I'm concerned, because he's not on the right mentality. I've seen PR all week, absolute rubbish, and I just hope this is a turning point. So much Trashford and positive PR leaks, this, that, the other from Rashford's camp, and Amorim standing up against them, and I'm glad he has done as well. So yeah, this has to be a positive, but it was a good moment. It could have been so much better if Harry Maguire didn't clear the roof and he landed in Stanley Park. You know what I mean? So, and I take comfort that Liverpool were leaking. They were leaking goals like the Anfield Road then was leaking water. I've seen the videos and it was very comforting, and I enjoyed that. But yeah, it has to count for something now, and we have to move forward. After the Arsenal game, guys, we've got 2 home games, and we have to get maximum points. We have to at least finish with it within a top 10 finish this season.
We do, and you mentioned a vital thing when it comes to the game. But I've won it. At the end of the game, Harry Maguire. I think we were in the 96 minutes, and it was point blank, and he should have buried it. But I think the ball should have come on the ground. It was like wobbling a little bit, and you know, I think it hit his shin.
To be fair, Jarvis, we should have been 2-0 up at half time. I really don't know what Ahmed was doing. It was like a salmon going backwards up the river. His legs carried on and his head stopped. It was like a Peter Griffin moment. You know what I mean? It's a Family Guy or something. It's one of those. And I just feel if Ahmed was like Spider-Man, he could have dragged it. He would have scored it and would have been all right. So,
we had a look at that.
Poor finishing.
We had a look at that goal. We had a look at that goal last night, Andy. Me and Jarvis, because Jarvis made a point, should it have gone across the ground to Ahmad? And I made a point.
You're talking about the Ahmad header,
talking about the Ahmad header. Yeah, you made that point, didn't you? Really good point. But I kind of countered a little bit that Robertson's quite quick across the ground and has a tendency to slide and cut passes out. We don't know, but we were wondering whether there was a bit of wind interference, or did. As you kind of point out, did Ahmad move too quickly?
Interference. You sound like you what?
No, because ideally what he should have done, and this is really strange. I know he should have actually gone slightly diagonal. I would have allowed him more time to set himself, and he'd have had a much easier header. But he didn't. He decided to go straight. So, and when you go straight, you've got to actually head the ball straight. I know that sounds really weird, but you've got to attack the ball like that. You've got to attack it head on. When you turn,
but was it a bad cross, or was it a bad cross, or was it just?
No, I think it was a lovely cross.
The cross was okay.
It was on the money, man.
But Jarvis was talking about on the deck, weren't you, pal?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I should have put it on the ground, but it came a little bit too high for Ahmad. But Ahmad, he didn't he run too fast in front of the goal. But guys, we can just have a look and just add it to the stage, but we will play it really slow and nice. So here you see the ball comes through to Højlund. Højlund runs down, and look at Ahmad. He makes his run, but I think he tries to beat.
That touch was poor, yeah.
No,
that's the
yeah. Okay. We're gonna find the right.
If you're looking at that, that was reminiscent of last season on the cop, but on the other side, 1-on-1 with Alisson, he should have buried that.
Yeah.
No. If you go back. If you go back and just look at the touch from Rasmus Højlund, that's a little bit of confidence. Normally, he will just run and smash the ball, right? But, the first touch there was bad. If you see that. He's 1-on-1 free. You can see that Alisson is backing. He could have just smashed it.
You know what?
That moment when he stopped, he stopped a little bit, paused, took the ball a little bit here.
Do you remember the Brentford goal? Do you remember his Brentford goal? That was just like that. All he had to do was draw the keeper and chip it. Wait for him to. He was going low, just like the Brentford goal. He should have lifted that. Not saying it might have gone in, but it might have been a better chance.
He should have taken it on bounce too, Andy. So he's a lot further out. Totally gone for the far post, and totally gave Alisson no chance to set himself. And that's exactly what Xerxes should have done. Instead of pushing the ball across to he should have hit it straight away. And you've got more room. You've got more room if you take it early, but neither of them did.
I thought about the Xerxes situation. There was a guy that came in with zero confidence. He got hooked out 33 minutes, comes in. like scared as a rabbit. Normally, a striker would just go, I've got one thing in my mind. I used to be a striker, I actually playing a left wing. But as soon as I got that opportunity, the only thing I was thinking, driving, I'm going to bury that ball in the roof of the net. But he didn't. So he squared it. And of course, it was a little bit of a wobbly ground. It was bouncing a little bit, and he hit Harry Maguire on the shin pad and flew over the bar. But that could have been 3-2 to United in a glorious moment. But on the other hand, would have been an offside.
We don't know. We don't know, do we?
Yeah, big up, people. Keep smashing the like.
Big up,
guys, I'm pissed off. I'm still pissed off. I'm still frustrated. In my lifetime, that's the best Manchester United performance at Anfield. In my lifetime.
Ooh.
Yeah.
In my lifetime. Yeah, since 1990, 91, that's the best performance of Manchester United at Anfield. I've been there, a part of the away fans, and I've seen us get fucking battered for 60, 70 minutes, nick a goal and defend for our lives. I'm talking about as a full game. We were compact, we were controlled, we kept the ball, we moved it. Anytime their crowd got up, we silenced them. We silenced the crowd. Anytime they got ahead of the steam, I've never seen that. I have never seen that. Juanfield, they were down to 10 men. For large parts of it, well, I don't know, second half, they were down to 10 men. Gerrard got sent off. But in terms of a performance, for me, that's the best I've seen. I remember being in tears when we lost 2-1 in 1990. 91 when we lost 2-1, Mark Hughes scored. I think Ian Rush scored twice or once, and they beat us 2-1, and Leeds won the league. I remember being so fucking upset that day, right?
Yeah, mate. For me,
that was the best. That is the best I've seen of Manchester United play at Anfield in terms of the crowd involvement, in terms of them getting ahead of the steam. I was at the away end when we defended for our lives like dogs, and then O'Shea scored in the last minute. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. That trip that day, limbs in that behind the goal was crazy.
It was 88.
I was there when Andy Cole scored twice and Carragher I think scored their own goal. Again, we didn't play that well. We just scored the goals, but we didn't play well. I thought yesterday we should at least be 1-0 up going into halftime. 1 fucking 0 up and going into halftime.
Yeah, you're right.
And I thought we controlled that game. Yes, they had a couple of chances, but they're going to have chances there at home. This is Liverpool going for a fucking league title, and we're fucking sat off 14. Of course they're going to make chances. But in terms of getting on the ball and personnel, that's the best I've seen Manchester United, especially when we dominate the midfield. We dominated that midfield. We used what they usually do against them. They're usually very good on the duels. They're very good on the transition. We took 100%. That part of the game, took that away from them. We played very sensible out the back. When it was time to play, we played it. When it was time to hoof it, we hoofed it. And then we actually bullied them in the transition. All their best bits we took away from what served them this season, and we used that to our advantage. Trent has been tremendous on that side playing balls. We took that away. But the only thing that for me was that we should have attacked more on the left-hand side. There's times if you have that fucking player that can switch the ball, when we were on our left-hand side, if you can switch that ball right to the right, Ahmad at times, to isolate him with fucking Robertson. That was the thing that was frustrating me. The one-on-ones. And yeah, Mazraoui was, to me, I don't think we played 5. I think if you watch the game again, Mazraoui's always in line. He tucked right in. He is in line. He's not that far away from the late. He's not that far away. It's almost kind of we played 4 for me from looking at it when we were off the ball. And I thought Ahmad and Bruno working backwards because we thought, in my head, I'm thinking, shit, we're going to get outrun 3 against 2. But actually, Ahmad tucking in more centrally and coming back a bit, and Bruno, it was a perfect away performance. We should have got the fucking 3 points.
We should have. Guys, before we go to the next, I just want to show you. We talked about the last clip, the climax of the game actually, and we had a big chance. Maguire should have buried it in the goal. So here you see a beautiful ball. I think it's from Bruno to Xerxes. Xerxes runs in behind, and then you see Maguire.
I would have chipped him. The goalkeeper's going back. Chip him. chip it,
Yeah.
or just drill it right between his legs. I don't know why did he pass it. I don't know why.
Maybe his
Confidence.
confidence is a
If
bit
my
shit.
life, if my
shot
life
you
would have
made-
depended
you
on
made-
it,
you made it.
if my life depending on that, I'm not giving it to fucking Harry Maguire. I'd rather die. I'm not giving it to Harry Maguire. My life is from that. I'm not giving it to Harry Maguire. I'm not giving it to Harry Maguire. I don't care. If he took the defenders out and the goalkeeper, I'm not giving it to Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire is the guy he hasn't got the quick feet or the technique to be able to smash that ball on the half volley. He's not that guy.
Look at Allison here.
Yeah, chip
If he
it.
chipped it in the first,
Chip it.
Allison would have had no chance. This was Stu's
Chip
point
it.
from yesterday, but
I
yeah.
was screaming, chip it. And by the way, I think he would have been onside because Robertson was.
He was onside. Yeah, just looking at it there, he was onside. But the ball, he got the wrong ball across.
There was
as well,
see the bounce of the ball. Yeah,
a silly ball. It was a chip little ball, and it was a silly
You
ball.
have to
really.
half volley it. You have to have the technique to half volley it on the lace. Or take
But you think Garnacho should have maybe run out? Harry, leave it behind you.
Me and Jarvis said last night.
Yeah, Garnacho would have buried it.
Could have made that as well.
He's standing there like, what about me? Yes.
Me and Jarvis said last night it'd have been ace if we'd seen the
Have you seen the video? Have you seen the video of all the defenders and Andre? They all collapsed on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh man, my dad told me about it today. My old man, and he was laughing his head off. Oh, I've seen it tonight, and you're like, bloody hell.
All of them collapsed. All of them were going off. So,
I just want to thank Paul S for the super chat. He comes in and say, proud to support this channel. People, smash the like.
You need an upgrade ego, buddy.
I lost all the pus, so now it's actually working. But do you feel that we should have won that game in that dying minute?
100%. I agree with Nuruddin was saying that, like, you know, the Liverpool crowd was absolutely shattered. Like, you know, they didn't have any answers, you know, because I said in my preview, the way we stay in this game is that we stay resolute. And the thing is that nobody was mentioning, we were man marking. We didn't do zonal marking. We were doing man for man. We went man for man. And what you said, Stewie, as well, we were hunting like wolf pack. The way we created the mid block and then low block. But the amazing point is that we didn't go down to absorb the pressure. We actually did go forward, which was like that. I think we stunned Slot and the Liverpool players and the entire crowd. But the longer we stayed in the game with 0-0, the more agitated the players got. Like, you know what I mean?
I agree. But did you guys see the players when Maguire had that miss at the end? The other players on the pitch, everybody fell down, and I think they sensed that they could win the game, and we smelled blood. We had our chance to win against Liverpool at Anfield. We haven't done so since. I think it was Pangal in 2014.
Yeah, it was Pangal,
yeah. No, 6 years.
It was Rooney,
So it's 10 years, 11 years.
Rooney.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Rooney 1-0.
Yeah.
1-0 Rooney.
And
the last time we scored there was last time we scored there was 2018 when Jose got sacked.
6 years ago.
It was
Lingard.
It was the Lingard, yeah. Lingard, whatever
But
the
mind you,
whatever it was.
I can take some. Liverpool have only beaten us once in the last 5 games now. So Adam Scott mentioned that today, and I didn't know. So it's like we've had 1 win, 2 draws, and 1 defeat. And it's like that's good, but like I say, we need this. We have to do this every game.
I thought, listen, I'm not gonna listen. I see he's got everything wrong in the Newcastle game tactically, and the way the structure of the team, the setup was. He got everything right in this game. I just think the better switches. We don't have that player. Hearing about Douglas Luiz being available on loan, 2 Premier Leagues going for Manchester United need to go and get somebody. We need somebody who can switch the fucking play. We need somebody who can pick up the ball and switch it to the other side and get Ahmad one-on-one. That to me was the maddening thing, the most frustrating thing about yesterday's game. That there was loads of times we had the opportunity to get Ahmad one-on-one with Robertson, facing him up. But we didn't do it.
Yeah.
So I just want to show you this from yesterday's games. It's from the stands, but you get the gist, because here you see Maguire and Cersei coming for the chance. But look at these guys. Look at them. Now
they're all hoping.
Yeah. Oh, it's going a little bit too slow, but Here it goes.
Fuck off. No.
5 of them.
Not the guy, because they all know he's not the guy. He's not the fucking guy. You won't trust. He's too much on his heels. And people were saying he had a fantastic performance. No, he played well, but because the team played well, the team were all physical. But people are gassing up too many players as well. I thought.
Oh yeah. People would say if that was Rashford, he would have scored it. How do you know?
I wouldn't know what Rashford. I mean, he's not even on the fucking football pitch anyway.
The measurements.
I can't think about that. I can't think about that. All I know is that in that position there, I'm not giving it to fucking Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
Confident and all confident. What a way to win the. He was there, and Xerxes bottled it. He's only a young lad. I understand that, but he bottled it. The goalkeeper's run out, and then he's running back, and he's not even balanced. He's not even set. And the same thing he did exactly the same thing with Rasmus Højlund in the other chance. And Rasmus, I'm like, you're on your perfect foot. It's a 3-step shot: head, knee, feet. Drill it low and hard as a striker, low and hard. Yeah. And instead of all the places he could have hit that ball, he could have chipped it as well. Højlund could have chipped it as well. But instead, he finds his fucking chest, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he found Harry Maguire's ball. He found it in the Mersey, you know what I mean? near the Beatles museum. That's where they found the ball, because it was still travelling.
Yeah, it was a terrible finish.
But you know what? A good measurement stick is when you tune in to watch ESPN, the Craig Burley and them. They're the biggest Liverpool fan channel you can ever find. But if you ever listen to what they said yesterday, they were praising lyrics about United. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Because
Stevie Nicol wasn't he?
Yeah. I was kind of, what are you smoking, Stevie? What's going on there? But
he's right though.
But we had a good game.
Yeah, the point that he was making, Mick, was that he knew. This is going to sound really strange, but I said to Jarvis, I don't know when we did our show on Friday, I said, I think we'll win the game. We'll get something from it. And Jarvis says, why? I said, we always turn up. Football's the thing about yesterday, you close the door. When you get on that coach, you shut the door, that's it, the game's gone. Forget it, it's done. You move on. You come in Monday morning and you start afresh. You concentrate directly on Arsenal. We have this habit, for whatever reason, of going up against the big teams. And look, I listened to the post-match interviews, Bruno, and he says, why can't we do this? You're asking the wrong question, mate. And you shouldn't be coming out publicly and asking that question. If anyone should know the answer to that, it's him. It's the captain of Manchester United Football Club. It's Lindelof, it's Maguire, it's everyone else in and around the club. You know why you're not performing. You're the one that knows why you can't get motivated. As Martinez says, it's all about the mind. We can't get motivated.
Yeah.
Smaller teams. That's bullshit. That's bollocks. You have to get motivated for any game of football.
Ruben's interview as well, you could tell, he was vexed, absolutely vexed.
He will be vexed, and I would be vexed. And it doesn't matter who you're playing. It just doesn't. You cross that white line and you go to war and you win. And look, Nuruddin's right. I said to Jarvis last night, Nuruddin, on both efforts, for Højlund and for Xerxes, bounce number 2. When the ball bounces first, you set yourself, bounce number 2, bang. That's when you hit it. And I tell you what, whether you get it slightly on target, all on target, or to the far post, you've got 99% more chance of scoring than you did when you guys described it. Bounce, get it under control, slightly off my toe. Alisson set himself. He's always going to save it. He's always going to save it.
Martinez his strike was a striker strike. He hit it first time and smashed it.
See what Martinez did? He sped up at the very initial 3 yards of really quick, long stride, bang. And that's how you set yourself. You speed up, you stop, long stride, bang. It's the stride that sets a striker. Now, Jarvis and everyone knows it. I'm not a forward. Nuruddin plays central midfield. Jarvis midfield. They're strikers of football. I'm not a forward, but I understand the logistics and the mechanisms of being able to strike a football. I can't quite understand what was happening, whether it's confidence or not. It's inexcusable for a professional football at the elite level to not understand the best way to strike a football. I just couldn't get my head around it. And then, of course, Liverpool score. You know, Gakpo's goal, Agate was about a second away, wasn't he? But it's a second's a long time in football. It was a wonderful strike and a wonderful finish. The penalty, I don't know. I think everybody's got their own opinion on that, irrespective.
Yeah.
But we found our way back into it. We found that little bit of aggression, that little bit of nastiness, you know, to kind of get back into the game. And for once, Garnacho goes down the left and uses his brain. When was the last time Garnacho used his brain? He put in an okay cross. It wasn't a brilliant cross, was it? He put it in an okay cross. And then you've got the scuff shot of Ahmad that completely bamboozles.
Spin on it, though, wasn't there?
Yeah, Alisson.
Spin on it. It's spinning away. Alisson had no chance to get down.
He had no chance with it. And then we're kind of on the ascendancy again. The biggest point I took out of this, and I need to come back to something that Nuruddin said, was that we played them at their own game in the middle. Absolutely. And what you saw for the first time, if you've watched Liverpool this season, they don't go to ground. They went to ground so easily the weekend. McAllister, every time, bang, he's down. Gravenbach, massively big, strong, down. They're trying to stop Manchester United's momentum. It just wasn't happening. Mainu, Agate, solid. That left Bruno for once to, when he uses his brain, to be a really, really solid footballer for Manchester United. Was something that we've known we've had, and he just hasn't. Well, you tell me, guys, because I don't know why he hasn't delivered. But once he delivers, he unwraps a whole plethora of potential for us. Dalot saw Trent Alexander was struggling. Fucking hell, if I'm Trent, I'm retiring today. You can't let Dalot destroy you like that and go to Real Madrid. You just can't do it. And Mazzari, brilliant again, just cool, calm, very easy.
Stu, you mentioned the penalty incidents. I just want to take it around the panel and for people to have their say on the penalty situation, because here you see De Ligt heading, or is it McAllister who heads the ball into De Ligt's arm from, I don't know, 1 yard, and what do you guys see?
What's he supposed to do?
Yeah,
he's coming at you that fast. What you supposed to do?
Chop his arm off.
Jarvis, just quickly. Me and you spoke last night. We didn't really know what to say, did we, about it? But we did say we thought at the moment of contact, De Ligt wasn't looking at the ball. Do you remember? And this proves he wasn't. But I don't know what that means anymore.
You could see it. You could see it clearly. You could see it clearly. If you asked him to do what he's doing now, there, in that position, you won't be able to do that again. It's just so weird. He's looking that way. His hand gets up like that. And he's like that. Like, he's totally not aware where his hand is. But for me, listen, it's a penalty whatever they give. Why didn't they give the other penalty on Van Dijk? Why was it in Norwegian television? Jarvis, in Norwegian, did they show that again in Norwegian?
No, they didn't.
Because it's Sky, innit? It's Sky. You get the broadcaster from Sky, innit? The original, it's Sky. It's Sky that's still doing it.
Yeah, they didn't show it, did they? It was, I mean, the Gakpo thing when they were saying Gakpo was offside, I was like, really? Where?
You don't see clearly here. The pictures are too blurry, but
he is. He's handled it. His arms are.
Van Dijk's,
he's looking away. He's looking away. His elbows.
Yeah. They were shouting for handball, but we didn't see
Van Dijk. You know, I don't think it's Van Dijk. It's not Van Dijk. It's somebody else. I think it might be Gravenberch.
See the number 4.
Yeah, Van Dijk is there. I think it might be Gravenberch.
Yeah, it's not Canate.
It might be Canate. I think it's Gravenberch. You know, I think it's Gravenberch. It's Gravenberch. It's Gravenberch.
You know the penalty if we take back the moment where.
Who else is that? Who could that be? Because Gravenberch isn't Gravenberch number 18 here.
Gravenberch's 18,
It's somebody else.
Oh no, that's Gravenberch, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's somebody else. Is it Trent? It might be Trent. It might be Trent. It might be Trent. Yeah, it might be Trent. Yeah.
Number 4 is Virgil van Dijk. You can see number 4.
And Gravenberch's number 18, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It's also, by the way, it's also a penalty in there because of the way that Van Dijk's groping. I'm guessing it's Maguire. It's a penalty.
No, him and
David.
McAllister are both him and McAllister. I thought McAllister was their best player, by the way.
He's very good,
I
wasn't he,
think he was their
McAllister?
best player.
But again, Kobe Mainoo chopped him up. He chopped at Gravenbach. Ugarte swept up brilliantly.
I did a show earlier on my YouTube, and I said, is it time now for Bruno to play once a week? Because that was the best performance in the Manchester United.
I saw that question.
I
saw that. Very good point.
I'm telling you, that game for me is the best I've seen him in a big game for Manchester United. He actually, in the first half, he wasn't that great. He wasted a lot of the opportunities that we had in that first half. Sometimes we had 4 against 4, 3 against 3 at the back. You know, when we did a high turnover on the top, the pass wasn't coming off. But when he dropped to the number 8, I have never seen Bruno keep the ball, and I have never seen Bruno win as many duels. Usually Bruno gets beaten up in the duels. Out of 13 duels, Bruno won 11. That is unheard of. That is unheard of.
We spoke about that not the duels, Nuruddin, but we spoke about Bruno's inconsistency in the first half on a couple of occasions with Jarvis to run around the back rather than into the box, that type of thing. We made a couple of points on that last night, but we didn't deduce or suggest he only needs to play 1 game a week, and I think I'm in agreement with you on that.
For me, I see it clearly. 1 game a week.
He's got 7 days off, Nuruddin, and he's I'll play him against Arsenal, maybe rest him against Southampton, playing for Brighton. You definitely got to play him against Glasgow Rangers. So,
yes, you've got it.
Definitely. Do you rest him against Fulham? Yeah, maybe.
Okay, interesting.
I just wanted to add on Bruno, because he actually not only his tackles, but he actually dribbles for once. He had a 75% dribble accuracy succession, and he made 4 to 5 dribbles, I believe. And Bruno is seldomly do dribbles, and that tells me that he kept hold of the ball. He didn't hoof it away under pressure. So that's another aspect of Bruno that I haven't seen before. So I think he had a great game today, yesterday. Yeah. You were saying,
coming back to that penalty with the Ligt, right? I would deem that as an accidental in a way, because if you look at the ball, how fast it was traveling, what it was supposed to do, it happened so fast. And the fact that Oliver just waved it away, it wasn't clear everywhere. He just let the game go. But the minute they start, his buddies in the VR room say, Michael, you should have a look at this. Have a look at this. He basically waved it away. He didn't give the penalty because he saw it as accidental. And this is what I am getting pissed off with.
And the way he gives the pen, he's in the room and he gives the pen. Recommends it with Cootie, could you go and check the monitor, please? It's a penalty for West Ham. Hey, Cootie, yeah. I've got a bet later as well.
Andy,
you know what I mean?
Andy, my question to you is this, and I asked Jarvis this last night, and anyone else who wants to come in. He was looking right at it. He was standing right at it, looking at it. So what changed his mind, apart from pressure from the VAR? What did he see differently to not on the pitch in real time?
Because he knew he made a mistake. Because he knew he had. Because they're getting scrutinised week in, week out, innit? They're all. It's like every day you got to impress Howard Webb. He knew he made the mistake, and that's why, like I say, ref's decision is final. It should be.
That's my next question. My follow-up question was going to be, if he goes over and he's like, oh shit, I've made a mistake, so I'm going to have to go out to 70,000 people and tell everybody I've made a fucking error. What are you doing on that fucking pitch then? Fuck off. You shouldn't be on there, because you're looking at it. He was right in the centre. We couldn't quite see it on the image that we had last night, could we, Jarvis? But he was But he was there though, wasn't he? He was in line. He was straight in front of him. I don't understand. For me, if I'm there, I say, well, look, I've made my decision.
That should be it.
You see the Arsenal game on Saturday. Arsenal Saturday. They make the rules as they go along. I've never seen a headbutt pelter. I've never seen a penalty give for head-to-head contact. That's a new one for me.
Yeah, and then you watch
Yeah,
Kulusevski's.
Stone Cold
He
Steve
almost broke.
Austin like that, doink open. You know what I mean? So
And what about Darwin Núñez? The contact he did deliberately.
Terrible. That was terrible.
Deliberately.
That was it.
Yeah, let's have a look. I found it on this right now. What you
Look
see
at that.
here.
Deliberately. That's the red card. Stone cold.
Abysmal.
He doesn't even look at the ball. He goes straight at him with an elbow.
well, it's a PGMOL, isn't it? This is why. Oh, got to let Liverpool now after the scandal with Klopp and QT. This is why they seen that and they look the other way in the control room. And you can ask your mate next week. Ask him why did they look at that? You ask your mate next week. They look the other way. Hot potato. This is what they do week in, week out. Every weekend there is a decision when they're like, you know what? Let's just do that. That's what they do.
The interesting thing about that, guys, if De Ligt expects it, he turns in on him with his shoulder. If he's expecting the elbow, or he turns in on him. But it was too late. He wasn't, Núñez looked at him, saw where De Ligt was going to be, turned around, but it was a horrendous challenge.
If that connected with his
face, his jaw, nose, face, cheekbone, anything. It's terrible.
I actually have a solution for this to stop, if you're interested to hear. So for me, what we discussed there, he walked away. He was standing in the middle of it, saw it, waved it away, and basically got influenced by his mates, in the VR room. Yeah, true. I think that each Premier League referee have an attachment to a certain club, and each Premier League referee had the childhood destroyed by Man United. The solution, I mean, seriously, the solution here is to bring in intercontinental European referees that has no association to what the fuck any team, proper European, because at the moment the PGML, the VAR and the referees are the worst in Europe. 100%. Yeah. So solution is scrap them and bring in referees from Sweden, Poland, whatever, Spain, and that is unbiased. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if you.
They'll have a conspiracy theory.
I do like that idea. It'll never happen, but I do like that idea. Yeah.
To me, it's mad, isn't it? Because you think you got the best players. Why can't you have the best officials? Football is still the same rules or whatever. But it is what it is. For me, I think for a lot of years, a lot of people used to go because Fergie had the cease mentality and that intimidated certain referees.
Penalty and Oliver, yeah. True.
And people still think that. So soon after Fergie left, we were always going to get it. But it's been a fucking decade now, and it's now taking the piss. They're taking the piss. It's more than a decade now. We give you a decade. It's more than a decade. They're taking the piss. To me, you brought up under Fergie. Never leave it to the referee. Never leave it to the referee. Always was. The United ways. Never leave it to a referee, because we're never gonna get it. Sometimes we know that we were hated. We still are one of the most hated football clubs in the world.
You're right, though, Nuruddin. Football, you should never leave in the arms of the referee. The only arms you should leave it in is yourselves. So when you're out on that pitch, that's up to you. If you win that game, that's down to you. If you lose that game, that's down to you. Period. That's it. Don't let the referee intervene.
But Stu, we can ask Keith Hackett on next Monday. He will come on as a guest. And this was on Football Insider today. Keith Hackett said that Michael Oliver was right to dismiss the Liverpool forward Núñez, despite his reckless challenge, because it wasn't he failed to meet the criteria for violent conduct. So the ultimate decision of the yellow card was the right decision, according to Keith Hackett.
Well, that's the interesting question then, because we could do with knowing what are the parameters of violent conduct. I'd love to know that.
But it would be interesting to actually learn from a referee how and what actually went on and why they dismissed the red card.
Yeah. I don't agree with that statement, because if we watch the video, Darwin Núñez doesn't even go on the ball. He looks at the list straight away and does this deliberately. And that's a violent conduct, in my opinion.
I mean, Harry Maguire's got away with it for years, hasn't he? Harry Maguire does something similar. Sorry, not Maguire, Kane. Well, I was saying Maguire, sorry. Harry Kane does something different, similar, doesn't he, to that on a regular basis. He seems to get away with it, so I don't know.
And even that slide tackle, beautiful slide tackle from Harry Maguire, he got clean on the ball. What the fuck?
I know.
Anyway, I'm more interested in the reaction of
it was a
after
good
the game.
Oh, it's just there. Look at that. Look at that.
It was a beautiful tackle. And he was first on the ball.
Yeah, he got the ball, yeah. It was the clearest one ever. It was the
brilliant.
most. We could see it watching it. That's the mad thing. We could see it watching it, and the referee's looking at it directly, and how he can't see it. That's the maddest thing about it. And that was a dangerous spot for them to try to score a goal, but it is what it is. Listen, that dickhead is owned by Man City. If you know, innit? He's owned by Man City. I don't know if any of you guys have followed the story, but Man City took him, and a couple of Lions people took him to Dubai, gave him something like, I don't know, 20 grand for some games. Yeah. And then ever since he's come back, every decision when it's City playing against anybody, he gives the decision to City. The Arsenal fans proved it. They actually showed the evidence, the videos, and they saw the decisions. Any 50-50 always goes with Man City. He's a Newcastle fan, isn't he? He's a Newcastle supporter. And,
obviously.
I mean, Stu will tell you, and Andy will tell you, for a long, long time, Newcastle have always got this hateful towards Manchester United.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, they've always had this hatred towards Manchester United. It's a historic thing. I don't know where it comes from. We've never been like sustained rivals.
No,
I don't know where they get it from. But Newcastle fans have always tried to give it. So
yeah, always hated us. So the best tackle, by the way, I've ever seen. I've got to tell you this quickly. The best tackle I've ever seen at Anfield was '88 when I scalped it. When you could scalp tickets, Andy, you get in for about a tenner. I was in the Cop, and Norman Whiteside came on, and he absolutely smashed Stephen McMahon. Glorious tackle. Because McMahon thought he was a hard bastard, didn't he, back in the day?
Yeah, bully boy.
Thought he was
I remember Steve McMahon. Was it
McMahon?
Arsenal? McMahon, yeah. Arsenal 89, going like that to the telly. 1 minute.
Yes.
And Michael Thomas about a minute later.
I remember seeing a tackle, actually. Was it Vinnie Jones and the crazy guy? Vinnie Jones smashing McMahon. McMahon smashing McMahon at Wembley. I think it might have been that cup final, when they beat them. Was it 1989-90? When they beat them in that final. I remember seeing that. I remember seeing something back, and he's talking about the hard men of football. And the tackle, but I tell you what tackle I like, Euro. Bloody hell, what a tackle!
Oh yes.
What a tackle!
But Roy Keane also smashed Holland Senior, didn't he? Destroyed his knee.
Yeah, because of what he did to him.
You picked that out last night, didn't you, Jarvis? That Euro tackle.
It was a brilliant challenge. It was a brilliant.
And not only the tackle, the way he tracked back, because we had the corner and Liverpool were counter-attacking
it was a transition.
Euro was covering the goalkeeper of Liverpool, and he tracked back, and he was the first man.
But quick. That's one of the best things: the quickness and the recovery, and his intelligence, knowing where to be positioned.
Great kid player,
he was talked in at 36 kilometers or in that. So that was the fastest run.
He's slow, isn't he? Crikey.
We talked about it. We talked about his attributes being one of the best recovery tackles. He's very good on the recovery tackles.
He won't get in Tipton time, team, if he's only 33 kilometres. Jarvis, come on, he's got to be quicker than that. Right.
Yeah, but Jarvis, didn't we name him Lenny Longlegs a long time ago as well? Didn't we?
Lenny Longlegs.
No, that tackle to absolute perfection was. Yeah, it was.
And you can tell the way Nunes got up, and everybody, all the Liverpool fans, because even the fans didn't roar, the players didn't roar, because it was a perfect time. That
was an amazing tackle. It was an amazing tackle. It's you don't. That's a lost art. It really is a lost art. But what was the most unusual thing? We put in some belting tackles. Delict, Maguire, Yoro, put in some real Mainu. Put some
Ugarte, give it
Ugarte. Mainu was
man of the match, man.
Ugarte, by the way, Ugarte was by far the man of the match. Yeah. His composure on the ball was sublime.
Oh, it was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Keeping it in tight spaces.
Colby was a second, was a respectable second man of the match as well. Colby, definitely.
To be fair, you know what he did. To be fair, a couple of things that came loose in the first half. Couple of dangerous moments when he gave the ball away in dangerous places. To be fair.
We did too. Yeah, you're right. Mine as well. Yeah.
Positionally, Kobe needs to. To me, he's more of a attacking player. Kobe. He's not a naturally instinctive defender for me personally.
Yeah, he gave some basic balls away. You're absolutely right. A couple of 10-yarders, didn't he? Terrible.
Yeah. Okay, we got some memberships gift from Rushmano.
Big up. The old.
Yep.
Here we are.
Yeah, here we go. Okay.
Come on.
Bloody hell. Okay, we have Ty was gifted a membership. Big up, welcome to the family. We have The Right Way Around was gifted a membership.
You're hilarious, mate.
Failure P was gifted. Action was gifted. Menu Dave, MU Tube, Silverback G, Joel Abraham, and Ibrahim Amar. Jojo was also gifted a membership, and that's about it.
Welcome.
Guys, legend, Rushmano, the man. The gift that never stops gifting. Thank you. Guys, in the chat, please give Rushman all his roses and love hearts and welcome to the family. But at the end of the day, we're talking about this great performance, but I'm more interested in the reaction from Ruben Amorim afterwards. And we're talking about all of a sudden that people was using the brains all of a sudden. And it's like, and I saw Twitter feeds that like, hang on, this is something that we've been crying out for the past 6 years. Like, what did Ruben Amorim do? Like, did they give him an IQ test before? Like, because he was, what? Did he do an intelligence test? Because, unlock the brain? Because Martinez was saying, oh, well, it's all about here. And Bruno was saying all about here. And everyone was saying about, oh, did the penny just drop? And of course, Ruben Amorim was pissed off. He looked at this performance and saying, why didn't you fucking do that against Nottingham Forest? Why didn't you take my instructions against Newcastle, XYZ?
Newcastle, he's to blame.
But also reports regarding Garnacho that he was giving Garnacho instructions and Garnacho was just turning away and walking away. Is this the culture mentality shift that we had on this club that the players don't fucking listen, or they're just dum-dums, honest to God? Because we've been crying out. We've been saying this for years.
It's an attitude thing, isn't it? It's an attitude thing. It's like, I've made it. I've made it. No, you effing haven't. Like I say, mate, we don't do bad apples and start from scratch, and he's doing that, and I find that quite refreshing.
But my takeaway,
I would rather suffer than let Rashford put on a red shirt again.
But that's what he said, Andy. Andy, players needs to learn how to suffer. And I was like, God, are you a sort of Shaolin monk? You have to whip yourself, like, suffer. Like, you know what I mean?
He said that there'd be dark days ahead, and this is like, I hope the darkness is at least evaporated for a few months.
Yeah, but the pure anger, I've never seen that from a gaffer for a long, long time. He was pissed off. Like, okay, it was a good performance, but he was angry. It's like he was frustrated.
I've not seen that since Fergie. I really haven't.
But Mickey should be. He should be. His question when he walks in is, "What the fuck went on yesterday, lads?" That would be my question. I want to know from you now. What was it? Tell me. Tell me what it is. Tell me what it is that.
Because the post-match interview, Licha was saying, "No, it's all about our mentality." Everyone was pointing towards the head.
What Bruno
Come on.
Was
all right, so you turn up for the big occasion, you turn up for Liverpool, you turn up for City, but why can't you turn up for the lesser teams? This is Man United. This is the shirt you're playing for. You should always turn up like with that mentality what we showed yesterday.
Maybe some untruths have been said this week in private. Do you know on the training field or behind closed doors? Yeah. Maybe he's told them what like you say, if you don't adjust to my tone, you're gone. You're finished. That's it.
But point number 2 here is also that he had more time on the training pitch with them to actually implement. So now we're playing like, one game a week, more training sessions, more things to get into their heads. True?
Yeah, it's true.
No,
so we saw a different result.
No, to me, the reason why he got it right and the players got it right because they had more time to prepare for the game.
Exactly.
They had more time to watch more clips of Liverpool. They had more time to actually walk the game through to literally play how Liverpool were going to play using the reserve team. To literally say, Liverpool are here. These are going to play here. They're going to be, what are we going to do here? When they press to see what we're going to do. How are we going to hit it forward? He went through the whole game with them, like bit by bit, literally holding their fucking hands. Come here, you stand here. When he's got the ball here, you do this. You stay calm. That's what you do. So at the end of the day, right, it's about the time. But so we've only got one more week till next week after, because we play Arsenal on Sunday. Then we have Southampton on the Thursday.
At home.
Then we play. Then we play on the Sunday Brighton, and then we're back to playing Rangers, and then we're back to Thursday, Sunday.
Rangers, Fulham, then the last Europa League game. Yeah.
The thing is, Nuruddin, I'm with you on this, and I've long said this. When these players go home, they have the tea, put the kids to bed, then go in the study and watch 2 hours of Liverpool, watch 2 hours of Nunes movement, Salah's movement. I mean, they should know it anyway, but they can go and they can watch all this. They don't necessarily have to do it with Ruben Amorim. They can do it themselves. Yeah. They're lazy. These players are lazy. There's zero.
Well, he said that. He let it be known. He said, two people are comfortable. We need a shock at this football club. Yeah. He's basically telling you, these dickheads are taking the piss. They're not asked about it, and they have to learn very quickly. But I believe he literally walked them through everything. Because that's what it looked like. That the amount of times I would see Diego Dalot, the amount of times that Diego Dalot passing it back, the amount of times, even you see the cameo from Garnacho, not wasting possession, made the right decisions all the time. And the amount of minute that he was on the football pitch, I was watching him. I'm like, yeah, he's making the right decision. He's not going to aimlessly attack. He's waiting for the people to come up, the other players to come. He plays it back, keeps the possession. We recycle it. People not just like, I'm going to just try to beat my guy and I'm going to have a wild shot. No, we're not going to do that anymore. So the decision-making was already there. At the end of the day, that's what I believe that he did. But we're not going to get that. And me personally, I'd be like, get the fuck out of the cup. I don't want to... Everybody see. I see it as the crucial part when a coach comes in, when you got the culture that we've had in the last 10 to 12 years at this football club, that the types of players that we have, this manager needs time on the training ground so he'll know who's doing it in training, who's doing it in the matches. And for me, get out of the fucking cups. Get out. We're already out of the Euro. To me, I'm not defending no FA Cup because we won the FA Cup and we finished fucking 8th last season. And I know that next season, if these results continue, Thursday, Sunday, that's this kind of like Sunday, Thursday kind of things, we're not going to be able to have time. We're not going to be able to have time to be able to play. And he's going to have to, because he doesn't want players getting injured, he's going to have to alternate. So I want to get out of the Europa League. I agree with you. I don't mind getting knocked out of the FA Cup because I'm telling you now, the fan base, some of them are not. I was in the stadium on last Monday, and I'm telling you, some of the fans are already thinking he might not be the guy. Because next season, if we get some funky results, all the pressure is going to be on him. And you know what Ineos are like and what this fucking football club's like. So for me, I'm saying to you, right at this moment, we need this coach to drill these players who are going to stay. Know that by the end of the May, who's staying, who's going, and what he wants. These are the key elements. Because next season, he's not going to get the grace that he's got majority of us. He's not going to get that for the last majority of the fans. He won't get it. So now, get out of the cups, get out of the shit Europa League, and just focus. And if we do a season without European football, so be it. We deserve to do it. We deserve to not to have any European football. That's my humble opinion. Because the most important thing is him drilling the way he wants to play. In 12 years, other than Van Gaal, we've not had a style of play other than counter-attacking fucking football.
Can I add something to you, Dino? Can I add something? You know what I would like to see more further on, adding on to what you say. Don't go on a European tour or American tour. Stay at Carrington and train there. Use that as a pre-season.
Oh, mate. They want to go to Malaysia at the end of the season. That's what they want to do.
No, I'm saying that.
Fucking 10 million for 10 million bullshit.
No, there's a reason why I'm saying that, because every time we go on a pre-season, we don't have a time to train, players on a holiday. We don't get ready to the Premier League, and we diddle down like in the transfer market. Players arrive late. So I said, just don't go anywhere. Just train. Get your shit together, right? Yeah, if we want to have money for the Europa League, and I mean for the Champions League, I mean the only path for Champions League is through Europa League. So yeah, drop off the FA Cup. Do we need to be in there?
I would rather. I'm sorry, man. I would rather drop the Europa League and with the FA Cup. It's still Saturday, Sunday. I would try fight tooth and nail to win the FA Cup again because it's very personal and we won it last May. But
it's my favourite cup.
It's my favourite competition at the moment because we have to win it again. But one game a week, if it's league and FA Cup, I'll take that. You go out Europa, fine. I can't have another trophy this season.
Well, the only reason why we're going tour is because money. That's it, right?
Yeah. We need the money, though, don't we? That's the thing. Yeah.
But do we though, Stu? Because it's the mismanagement and the misconduct of the fucking Glazers and fucking this football club. If Nottingham Forest can break the fucking rules and get 3 points deduction, why can't we fucking do it?
Well, I mean,
Everton do it. Leicester do it. They all got fucking ways around these fucking bullshit. PSL and all this bullshit. How come they all do it and we can't do it? And we got a fucking team who done it for fucking 118 fucking rules. Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you about this fucking this football club and this fucking league. You've got people who did 118, broke 118 fucking rules.
Guys, it's the mentality of the club. I got a text yesterday. I put it on the group chat. Team thought today, the next few games at Old Trafford, they need your support more than ever.
I said that.
Tickets are available on sale. £66 a ticket. Who's going to fill a stadium when they can't afford it? It's the blatant disregard that the running of the club upstairs, and we have to suffer for it. And there it is on my phone. So. Please come and please, Andy. Please pay £120 for 2 home games. Nah, mate, you're all right. I'd rather get paid for watching it in the studio instead.
The problem is, Andy, me and my son, we couldn't go to the Newcastle game, so I put my ticket up for resale. An hour later, it had been sold. An hour later, and that was Saturday lunchtime. We just couldn't make the game. An hour late, or Sunday lunchtime. I think it was a Monday, wasn't it? We just can make the game.
But you have to sell it back to the club, yeah? And they sell it.
Back to the club. I get face value for my ticket because I'm a season ticket holder. And they sell it for 66 quid. So actually, they don't want me. They don't want anyone else who's got a season ticket. They want to because they can sell tickets at 66 quid. You go online, there's some tickets 160 quid.
Yeah, but it's okay if you're sitting in top 4, you're winning games at Old Trafford. People would be happy to pay. I mean, if you can afford it. But right now you're not playing good, so why the fuck should you pay 66 quid?
People will pay it. The problem is people will pay it. They've got, I've had my ticket for 30 years, my season ticket. If I gave it up tomorrow, they'd sell it and they'd get more money than what I pay because I'm historical rates. This is the problem with modern day football. It really is.
Oh, this is where I'm priced out, guys. I mean, I went to watch another game on a weekend. I went to watch Stoke City. £10. £10 to watch Stoke City against in a championship. All right, it was 0-0. It was a bore, but at least it's a cheap game of football.
It's fucking cold up there as well, isn't it, Britannia? Fuck me.
Yeah.
That's why they call it Tuesday night in Stoke. Can he do it?
Marcus Rashford can do it on a Saturday, but he can't do it on a cold night at Stoke. That's Marcus Rashford for you.
Speaking of
Rashford, we have some news.
Yeah, maybe you will share it or Rashford Milan exclusive early lead new contracts are expected to assess feasibly of the deal. The English winger is at odds with Manchester United and is looking a way out. And it's high competition from across Europe. And the source is Matteo Moretto, and he's the guy who feeds basically Fabrizio. So he has a big source in Milano. So
because Leao's injured at the moment. Leao's injured and he's been on horrendous form this season. Leao's not performed at all and he's injured. So
they're looking for
the links are the way the links are. Yeah.
Is this AC Milan or
but Rashford will have to take a massive wage cut to go there.
AC Milan, yeah.
AC, right? Okay.
Yeah.
He'll be alone and we'll end up paying.
To me, you know what I would say? Me personally, a player swap. You know what player I want, Jarvis? From AC Milan, only one player. I only want one player from that league, and he plays in fucking midfield. One player. One player.
Barella.
No.
Barella?
No, AC Milan, the Dutch midfield player. I can't believe you forgot him. We talk about him all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Reinders.
What's his name again? Reinders. Yeah, he's great. He's great.
He is phenomenal. But I won't get any players from that league other than him. I think that league, I don't trust that league anymore. I don't really trust it. I really don't trust that league. I think where I see Scott McTominay nutmegging people, dribbling people, I don't trust it. I don't fucking trust it.
Yeah, he's living it. He's living a dream. Fair play to Scotty boy.
I'll tell you what. He's going to have the Italian league under his belt as well, isn't he? They're going to win it.
But there's definitely something going on with Rashford. Like, you know, I don't believe this.
Not if Atlanta. I think Atlanta are going to win the leagues too. I promise you. I think Atlanta are top, if I'm not mistaken. They're top.
Lads, I think that Rashford is gone. Right? There's no coincidence. 5 games dropped. Like, you know, and they're calling him sicky. Like, he's not sick.
Yeah. Why just be honest, Rashford? I'm sick. Yeah, we're sick to the back. We're the sick to the back teeth of you, lad.
Yeah, true. I mean, if you look at the entire squad, everyone's got married, kids, families, even young Garnacho 20's got baby, blah, blah, blah. The only one that's the bachelor singular, Marcus Rashford.
Keeps changing.
Going out on the piss, gambling.
Girlfriend.
Go to Italy, enjoy a little bit of a...
Gelato.
Gelato. Bonetti.
Napoli on top.
Yes, Napoli,
44.
yeah.
But Atlanta second, 41 points in a game in hand.
They're a good side, Atlanta, aren't they? A really good side. But,
they won Europa League last season. So
Lookman, I like Lookman.
The only team
it's the manager.
Yeah.
Listen, at the end of the day, I think we have 3 signings for a perfect squad, and I would go for a left wing back 100% and a seasonal striker. I think Victor Gyökeres in the summer should be the cherry on the top.
What about this PSG striker?
What about this situation with Dani Olmo, get him on a seasonal loan? Or there's been also reports saying regarding Kvaratskhelia as well. Like, you know, fuck, if we get Kvaratskhelia in, man, that's a fucking window.
Do you play him as a 10 or as a wing back?
Both. As a 10, left side of 10, I think, as a creator.
Yeah, but I'll take Kvaratskhelia. That's how you say his name. Kvaratskhelia, I think. Yeah,
Kvaratskhelia. Yeah.
But you know, he's such a hyped player, and we see him in the Euros doing really well.
We won't get him.
We see him sometimes in the Champions League, but can he be a consistent player? Because I'm worried about players like him, like the guy at Milan who's injured at the minute, who was good in the Euros, the Spanish guy. What's his name again? The winger. Dribbling winger.
What are you talking about? The Atletico Madrid. Sorry. The Atletico Bilbao player.
Nico Williams.
Yeah,
Nico Williams, for example. Some players are so good at moments, but when you want them to perform consistently, it's not the right pick. And bringing a player like Kvaratskhelia into this squad, is it the right moment? Because I think
Premier League proven.
You and I have been talking about this a lot of the time. Bringing in Premier League proven players who knows how to play 38 games of the season plus cups and go play every Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, all season long. And you know, it's very difficult. We remember players like Mesut Özil coming into Arsenal, being brilliant first half of the season, and then just
faded
away. So this is what I fear when bringing in players like Nico Williams, Kvaratskhelia, big names.
Kvaratskhelia, I think he's a really good ball carrier. He's got abilities to carry the ball. I actually wouldn't mind playing him as the.
Do you think he would do better than, for example, let's say if he signed Jared Bowen?
Yeah, I think I think in this system you need really good ball carriers and people who are quite quick. Jarvis, I've just sent you a clip. Yeah, it's from Sky tonight. but I don't know if you can hide the Sky logo. But it is from a penalty, that handball, right? And they didn't give it because they said he didn't have time to move his arm. I've sent it to you on Twitter. If you can show that,
it's like the lift hadn't time to do what? Like he was literally on
the guy's 1 yard away from him. The ball comes so fast.
Yeah. We got some news here from Jarvis from Rushmano as well, from Fabrizio Romano. If we're talking about the left wing back situation, we know that we don't have money in certain ways, and we've been linked to Nuno Mendes. But there's Manchester United keep looking at the left wing back situations. They are also added a Danish international, Dorgu. He's a fucking good left wing back. Do you know Dorgu? Yeah. But also Milos Kerkez, Nuno Mendes, high on the list. Listen, there is something regarding Bournemouth as well. They're bringing in a new cheap left back as well from the continental South America, doing his medical. So does that mean that Milos Kerkez is on his way out?
For me,
he's out of contract, isn't he, Kerkez, in the summer? Is that right?
Me personally, I want a attacking left winger to play left wing back. I want a winger who can beat players, who can carry the ball. I don't want a left back playing left wing back. I do not. Nunes, to me, he's injury prone from what I can read from him. And Kerkez, for me, he's a left back in a back four. He's not a wing back.
Do you guys think we'll get anybody in?
Andy, well, you know what? Andy, let me just say this. They interviewed Amorim in the summer. They said that, our squad that we've got currently under Ten Hag does not fit the types of football that he wants to play. They get him in, quarter of the season gone, and then now they're not going to fucking back their guy. Nah. We're fucked. Manchester United have to break the rule to go and get money from somewhere. That Jim bastard needs to find fucking money from fucking somewhere and needs to spend money.
But Nuruddin, I mean, he asked if he could stay for the rest of the season to see it out and said it's now or never. So they must have offered him something to say you will get money to spend in January. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he must have had some conditions as well.
Some conditions, yeah.
So we've been linked with this PSG striker, haven't we? But I don't know too much about him.
Koulibaly.
Yeah, he's good at hold-up play. He's
not prolific, is he?
He's good at the duels. He's strong. He's quick, but he's not prolific. No, he is like.
But he's a stop. But that's that's a stopgap until we get the prolific.
Yeah, it's only a 6 month. It's supposed to be a 6 month loan, isn't it? That's all it is.
Can I ask guys a question? I've got to go on. I'm going away for work tomorrow. I need to go and pack my suitcase. But I'll say to you, simple, guys. Would you guys take on loan Douglas Luiz? I will bite the hands off to get Douglas Luiz.
Yeah. I don't mean on loan. Yeah, absolutely. 6 months.
On loan from Juventus.
Yeah.
Apparently, two Premier League teams are highly linked with him because he's not settled in at Juventus.
He's not playing.
He's proven in the Premier League. To me, him and Ugarte next to each other, for me, that sounds amazing. And I think Manchester United have to do that deal. We have to.
Well, the thing is,
and push Kobe up the pitch more.
Yeah, 20 years ago, we would be doing that type of deal. We'd have been all over that deal. He wouldn't have gone to Juventus because at that time we may have gone in for him. Same as Cunha. We'd be all over Cunha now, or a player of that ilk. We want a striker. We'd probably be all over Jarrod Bowen, or maybe Watkins or somebody. We would be, but I agree. Somebody like him, Douglas Luiz, is Premier League proven. Absolutely, I've got no issue with. I think we need Premier League proven first and foremost.
The only thing that we might have to get his girlfriend to the Instagram.
She's not settling either, is she? She's not playing.
Well, she's not settling. She won't be settling with the snow here, I tell you.
Yeah. She's Swedish. She's used to snow.
I don't think she's settling either. So I think it's if there's an opportunity to bring him in, I would. But I think he'll only go loans. And the thing about getting Gyökeres in the summer, don't forget he was surplus to requirements at Brighton 3 years ago. shipped out to Coventry. He's had, what, 1.5 seasons, 2 seasons in Sporting Lisbon. It's a different league.
Yeah, but he's still scoring goals with that Ruben
Yeah,
Amorim.
No, he is. I've got no problem with that. He is.
The Portuguese league
no
is
issue
like
with that,
championship. Come on, let's be honest. Could he do it in the Prem?
We don't know, and this is why I think, and I'm sorry for being like a broken record, I'd rather buy proven in the Premier League.
Exactly.
The point is what I wanted to make before was that Soler, Julio Soler is now heading towards Bournemouth to finalize his move. Fee agreed, approximately 10 million. And that's a left wing back. Does that mean that Kirkish is going? Question mark. Soler.
Possibly. I mean, we've got the Paraguayan kid coming in the summer, haven't we?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an Amorim deal or if that's a United deal. I don't know. He's not
Has
said.
to be a club signing. Has to be a club signing.
You think that's just a club signing?
John?
Yeah.
Okay. What? He is 16 or 17?
He's 17 now.
Yeah.
He looks a monster over player, doesn't he?
Fabrizio Romano has just come out to say breaking AC Milan are among several clubs to hold talks to discuss conditions of Marcus Rashford loan deal for January. More clubs around Europe are expected to approach Manchester United to understand how they can make it happen. Early stages so far, but movements around Rashford are set to start. I'm the fire starter.
We heard it from Matteo Moretto first. It's not fab. Yeah,
it's not fab.
Listen, can I just say this now, guys? We haven't got a director of football.
We're not going to get a director of football.
We've got a very inexperienced in Jason Wilcox. And it's Omar Barada now, a director of fucking football, as well as being a CEO. What the fuck? I
think they're doing it both, aren't they?
I called it out. And I said, I was the only one to say that.
Vivel is coming in, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, Vivel's record, Jarvis, is spotting like 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds. That's what Vivel's big thing is, claim to fame is.
Maybe spotting
18-year-olds. Well, we need players now in this fucking team now, Jarvis.
But listen, what I said, and I kind of figured it out because the cost cutting is part of the reasons why they are kind of also sacking and made it up in the media that he was the scapegoat, like he wanted to have a Southgate. It was all club leaks. But if you look at what they're doing behind the scenes, they're fucking cutting costs everywhere. They figure out that this is a surplus for requirement. Basically, we have 3 people that can do his job. Let's consolidate it from a HR perspective. So that's why we're not seeing, they're not going for another sporting director because you have Vivel that can do the recruitment job. You have Wilcox that can do the job as well. And you have Omar Barada. There's 3 people that so you can delegate the job and they can save themselves 5 million now.
But I'll say this now. Omar Barada is a CEO. He was a CEO of the Sporting Group. He was a CFO, of the Sporting Group for Man City. He has no experience in buying in players, right? He's got no experience. Jason Wilcox was a championship director of football.
Yeah.
Let's not get it twisted. Southampton went and got promoted. Yeah. But Vivel has only been known to work on especially Latin American or the world stage. And that signing, that 17-year-old guy we're going to sign, that's Vivel. But that's what he's known for. We need players right now, in this now.
But the question is, why they haven't replaced the Dan Ashford? Usually they do it straight away. So that tells me that they have delegated.
Today, by the way, it was official today that Andre Patat has officially left. And we were linked with him, remember?
We were
linked with him. So we'll see. This guy, actually, he made some really good signings. I mean, he made some bad signings as well, but the majority
it cost the club nearly almost 40 million quid to replace and sack the new manager, including Dan Ashford as well, all the backroom stuff. Money that could be used in the summer or in the January window. And that's what they're going penny pinching.
They saved 30 million from sacking 250 people and taking the money of Fergie and all of that kind of stuff.
Christmas parties, Marks and Spencer,
all of that.
Yeah.
And by the way, do you know that the stewards, the stewards who work on the Stretford end and the ones who work on the East end don't work for Manchester United.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
From somewhere
Agencies. I spoke to my dad today. Noureddin, and guys, my dad went to the match against Newcastle on Monday. He's got arthritis and varicose veins. He walked up to the turnstile with his walking stick, and them stupid agency workers tried to confiscate his walking stick.
Oh, dear.
Jesus H. Christ, he's nearly 80, and you're trying to confiscate. And my dad told me this today. Try to confiscate, educate your employees. This is how skin tight United are. Educate your workers. It won't have happened with the stewards. You're doing it with second-rate people who know nothing about safety and the safety of humans and safety of people. And people need stuff to work with. So up yours, Man United. You nearly cost my dad. And I'm telling you, really angry when I found this out today from my old man. Really angry.
Disgrace.
Because if you try it again when I'm there with my dad, I'll tell you what, agency workers, I will give you a piece of my mind. And that is an effing promise.
So for me, that just shows it. So the point that I was going to make is that, you know, because I've known some of the stewards for a long, long time, yeah, and I see them, like, I've saw them, chat to them, and I'm like, well, what happened to Mike? What happened to David? What happened to John? They're like, oh, yeah, they're not here anymore. They've got agency. So now, the Stratford end and the East End, they don't have any fucking Manchester United employee stewards anymore. Agency. Only in the North Stand, they still got people who are employed by Manchester United. That's unbelievable.
They put them at the top tier, though, don't they? That's what they say. They make them. They put them at the top of the Fergie stand. And try and make them quit because it's like
we've got
walking up that stand is hard.
Where we are, we're midway in the Fergie stand. They're stewards, club stewards. But I know the East Stand isn't, and I know a lot of South aren't as well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I can tell you now, the TRA, they've got no club stewards there either. Not the TRA side. Yeah. No chance.
It's crazy. It's absolutely it's crazy, isn't it? What they've done, what he's doing to the fucking football club.
Yeah,
you're a billionaire. You're supposed to be. And then I was reading something. I don't know if it's fake, but saying that the reason why he bought Manchester United because there might be some gas on the Carrington.
Yes. PDL 194.
And then I saw another article in 2018 where he wanted his neighbors in one of the houses that he's got in the UK. He wanted the neighbors' Wi-Fi.
No, you're absolutely right. I've done a lot of extensive research on that. I've done extensive research on that.
I've seen videos of that. Can I have you change your password and the neighbour knocks on? I can't get through. I can't use your Wi-Fi.
There's massive gas pockets in Hume and the Greater Manchester area as well. And this is something called, there's a contract called PDL 195. You can just 197, I think it is. You can Google it. And basically, Glazers owns the land back asset. And coincidence, Ines is a fracking company, yeah?
They are big fracking company.
It's gas for a minute. It's gas. But guys, listen. Love and like. Big up to everybody. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe. Stu, Andy, Mick. Lovely to see you, Jarvis. Lovely
to see you too, man.
Peace, love and like.
See you, Nora.
See you later. Bye.
Ta-da.
Well, now it's 4, so I think that's a perfect transition to go to the Q&A because we're 1 hour and 30 minutes into the show. So, so let me just play the jingle.
Play the jingle, Jarvis. Play the jingle.
Answer the question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. People are drinking.
Yo.
Guys, get your questions in. Get your questions in.
Andy, you want the truth? Can you handle the truth?
We can handle the truth. All right, we don't have that many questions so far, so please get your questions into Andy, Mick, and Jarvis. First and foremost, guys, there's 238, 240 of you watching. There's about 30 on Tactical Devils. Brilliant likes. I think we're over 50 on this channel, 30 on Tactical Devils. So it's been a brilliant stream. Thank you all for your support. Jarvis is particularly buzzing for the Tactical Devils.
Oh, yes. Can I add something? If you're trying to burn, your New Year's resolution is to lose weight, you know what you can do? Burn extra calories. Reach out and press the like. They will burn you extra 2 calories. Brilliant.
Get those likes. Jarvis is looking to get to 500 likes by at the end of January. So we're on about
Okay,
500 subscribers. We're on about 240-ish, I think, or close to 240. Or is it a bit more now,
Jarvis, you know I like you already. You got my like, yeah. I like you. Okay.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Is it a bit more? Is it a bit more?
We're on 261 likes.
261. If we can get
Tactical Devils.
let's go get to 500 likes on Tactical Devils. That'll be absolutely brilliant. Been a great show so far. Let's get some questions in. Let's get them flying in. Jarvis will start all the questions for us. Mick and Andy will answer them along with Jarvis. And Trev's come in. What's Jim Mogul's Mankini live on there? Who knows, Trev? Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, Madhouse has come in with a brilliant question. And we'll start with you on this one, Andy, then we'll go to you, Mick. Is top six asking too much?
Unbeaten between now and the end of the season. It's the only way you can do it. 18 games left. You need a max. You'd have to be. You could only afford to lose maybe one more game. You'd have to go unbeaten now between now and the end of the season now. And to be fair, we've got some big guns to play at Old Trafford. If the tempo's right, the crowd's up, the atmosphere, the players are red there, you can maybe finish sixth. Maybe.
Yeah.
Definitely not making the top five. Because I've heard, is it the top five can make the Champions League this season?
Top five. Five will make Champions League, yes.
Yeah. I'll put it one way. I'd rather finish sixth than seventh because I don't fancy Europa Conference next season.
I just before Mick comes in, looking at the table, looking at the points difference and what 3 wins will do, I think top six is achievable. That's just my own opinion. Jarvis has got right, so we're definitely going to him after Mick.
No, it's not. I have to be honest, because of our inconsistency when it comes to being on the football pitch. We can lose 1 week against Southampton and win against Liverpool in the next, and this is our level at the moment. So wanting us to be consistent and deliver consistent results, that's almost impossible in my mind. So no, we're not getting top six. Sorry, but I hope to see a better Man United every week. And for me, Ruben has a free pass for the rest of the season, and he can do whatever he likes.
Top 10, eighth again, maybe. Eighth again, that's it. I mean, if it's eighth and a trophy, and we're playing some football and win a trophy, playing football, like last season where we were crap and we win a trophy and finish eighth, eighth, playing football and winning a trophy, I will take that between now and the end of the season. That is achievable.
Finish seventh is just better than last season's. Is one place.
So, yeah, I would rather not finish lucky number 7. I would rather finish 6th or 8th and win a trophy.
Okay, well, I always say, a game of football is about 2 halves, and so is the Premier League season. We kicked off the season with brilliant point away at Anfield. Nobody thought we would do that. The next game is Southampton. We should be beating them 100%. I just say, like you guys, I just want to see improvements. I want to see the players playing good football. I don't really care about the results at this point, because for me the season was a write-off as soon as you change the coach and the system, right? So, but usually, I was in tears yesterday and I was singing that beautiful Pink song, where there is desire, there's gotta be a flame, you gotta get up and try. And this is what I want for the players to do, right? So the suffering is Ruben's suffering. He's saying, I like this manager because he makes the players feel the suffer about the fans, himself, and what he's going through, the emotions on the pitch. So he said it himself in the post-match, the players need to suffer. Fantastic. So get on your bike now. You've proven against Liverpool. You're going away at Arsenal. That looks pretty flat. And then, Southampton. And then we see game by game, right?
It's worth pointing out, though, fellas. It is worth pointing out that we beat Brighton and Fulham. Southampton would be 8th.
I'll tell you what, Southampton lost 5-0 yesterday.
But listen, a valid point what I want to make is Premier League is not as, a sprint, it's a marathon, just look back where Chelsea came from last season as well. They were also hovering 13, 12, and all of a sudden they had this massive sprint and finished 5th?
Yeah, they finished 7th, didn't they? They had one defeat in the last 16 games of the season, and they lost. And they lost the Carabao Cup final, and they got beat by City to a very dubious fucking referee decisions that day against City. So yeah, they had a good push. Cole Palmer and Cole. They
just
really
came like that.
So.
Look, fantastic sprint. But the thing is, like, nobody's expecting us to do anything. Everyone's looking down on us at the moment. So that's why I say a wounded animal is the most dangerous animal. So, hey, what's to say that we can get on the bike and get on a sprint? So we'll see.
Well, I say,
cautiously optimistic. Top 6 can be reachable.
I think we get top 6. We do. Right. Stephanie Griffiths has come with a question. Jarvis, why do you think United's away fan support is better than our home fan support?
You have to be honest. I've never been to an away game with Man United.
Magnificent.
So,
brilliant. It's the hardcore generation. It's not the day trippers at Old Trafford. It's the hardcore support that apply week in, week out. Some of them get lucky, some of them don't get tickets, but yeah, it's the hardcore support, which is United away days, and they're on another level. They really are. I know a few lads who go.
It's brilliant.
You can't beat it. My last away game was like Stoke away in 2016. Rooney's last minute free kick got us a point. He's like his 100th goal for the club or something, 250th goal. And it was like, oh yeah, mate, the place was bouncing. I've done away days, but yeah, it's been a while. It's about a good nearly 9 years since I did an away match.
One of my favourites.
I would say that
Sheffield Wednesday.
It's like
brilliant.
I think it's more of a family feeling. These people have known each other for years. They get on the bus and the coach, and they all get into the mood and go to support, right? So it's a totally different feeling. It's different hardcore level, right? Whenever I used to get a chance, I'll go and watch them away. Of course, I'm living here. When they come to Malaysia, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Superb. Okie dokie.
Thank you.
Steph, thank you very much for your question. Let's see what we got next. Trevor and the Mancini one. I think we've answered that one. Here's a good one from Gaz Taylor. Yeah, it's a good question. This. Good to have you, Gaz. Question. Andy, has the gaffer picked his best 11?
I don't know because I would say that if you look at the Man City game and yesterday, that was sort of a good lineup, but that lineup's been there in previous games as well. So I would say yesterday the lineup and the performance was spot on, but we need to see that again on Sunday. So I'll reserve judgment on that till Sunday because I do not want to lose the FA Cup. I really want to beat, and we owe Arsenal.
Right.
We really owe Arsenal.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he's picked his. I don't think he knows.
Will Arsenal be playing their strongest side because they got 2-legger with Newcastle as well. So Arsenal can't go 3 seasons without winning something.
I don't think he knows his. I don't think he knows his best 11 as of yet. He hasn't been here more than a month and a half. He's been doing a lot of rotational work, and the team that started against Liverpool on the paper, we were all looking like, "What the hell are you doing?" But it was just minor tweaks that worked, right? So the 3-4-3 system can work with this personnel. As I said, they went man-to-man marking instead, so there was closing down the space. It worked, you know what I mean? But it depends on the opponent as well and how you line up. But yeah, I think he did well, right? So I don't think this is the starting 11 as of yet. I don't know. I don't think so as of yet.
Okie dokie. Jarvis, did you want to finish that question off?
Well, I think Lenny Yoro is a part of our best starting 11. We saw it when he came on, and I think a lot of the younger guys will be a part of the best 11. But I think now, and I read somewhere, I don't know where, but Amorim in his beginning days of Sporting, he played fullbacks as wingbacks, and at the end he played wingers. So I think it takes a little bit of time to get the system going. So maybe we will see next season, this time he plays 2 wingers, not 2 fullbacks. So I think that will be his best Amorim 11.
Yeah.
But Jarvis, also like now we have only one game a week in January, so you might see that this might be a massive improvement of him having more training sessions as well with the team, right? So maybe that penny has dropped, and now everyone is kind of realizing.
I don't know. One game a week, we're at the FA Cup. Then all we've got is Europa League.
No. I mean, if you look at January,
don't worry about that, guys.
Don't.
We'll see where we are Monday. That's not to worry about that.
True, then.
I hope that, guys, that answers your question. Very quick one from Alicia.
Alicia's very popular tonight, isn't she?
She is. Well, Jarvis, a very yes or a no. That's all it takes.
Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna let you down.
There we go.
Roll around and desert you.
Alicia never thought she'd be serenaded by the famous Jarvis Cocker. Brilliant. Jarvis, we've got a question for you, actually, from Danny.
Okay.
Danny B always comes up with some great questions. Jarvis, we spoke about this earlier today. Do you think Jens Dahl, 19-year-old centre midfielder, 6'4" at your Norwegian club, Monza, would be a great addition to
Tromsø.
Oh, Tromsø, is it? Okay. And maybe break into the squad in the future.
Well, they are my favorite team in Norway. They are from my part of the world. So, yeah, but I have to say he's young. He's 19 years old, and he's a little bit clunky, I would say. You know, he's like tall and skinny in a way. So he needs to gain more weight before he's ready to take the giant leap that's Premier League. For me now, I think maybe he should play one more season in Norway or go to the Dutch league or the Belgium league to play live the professional life, and then maybe he can go to the next step. But I don't think he's ready yet. But he's a huge talent. He's tall and he's good on the ball. He's technical. He knows how to pass the ball. He's a midfielder, and he's played on all the Norwegian under 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 teams. So yeah, he's one of the best. He will be good, but not yet. It's too soon.
I think we've covered ourselves in that area with young Coney, haven't we? The 18-year-old. Who's coming to CDM. So, Danny, I hope that's answered your question. Question here for Andy from Callum Brennan. Good to have you with us, Callum. Andy, do you think Amorim will last 3 years if he's not backed and the players burn him out?
I think he'll last the 3 years, but I don't think Ineos can't sack him because they will look absolutely foolish. I mean, my dad's even said to me, it's beginning to look like the way they've done Nice. So the Ineos has to tread very carefully. And if Ineos betray Amorim, I could see Amorim, you know what? I could see him being a success somewhere else, Amorim. You know what I mean? If you don't back your manager, he'll go somewhere else. He'll walk into any other European team and make him an half-decent superpower. He could easily walk into Bayern Munich. He could easily walk into an Italian side, a Spanish side.
Yeah.
Easily. He could easily take an Espanyol or Cadiz or whatever. You know, or Valladolid or whatever. He could take a lower Spanish side, mid-table, and make him a European halfway, midweight, superpower. He could easily take him into the Champions League.
I think he'd take it. I will go so far as to say I think he could take Everton to Champions
First and
League.
Foremost, it's 2.5 years. He wasn't given a 3 years contract, right? 2.5 years. Yeah. And
I think we've got the best young manager in Europe.
Yeah, I think so. But the thing is, it's Ineos' appointment. This is the first head coach. Remember, head coach. So this is their appointment.
It's just
so basically,
another title. It's the same thing.
But Andy,
it's modern day football. It's still a manager.
My point is what you're saying there as well. If Amorim fails, Ineos fails, because this is on them, because they appointed him. They sacked Ten Hag. They appointed him as a head coach. So they have to back him. Otherwise, they will look clowns, to be honest. Right?
If he's not
and at the moment, at this rate, players are not burning him out. He's burning the players down.
Yeah, do you know what? If they don't back him, I won't blame him if he walked away and said, you know what, rip up the contracts, I'm gone.
Yeah, true.
If he could walk and leave with egg on the face.
I don't think that'll happen. I think we've got Mr. Amorim for about the next 5 years.
Yes, I believe so too.
I hope that too, but I'd love to see if he walked out and told Jim live on air what he thought of him, that would be a classic.
Callum, I hope that's answered your question, mate. Mick, got one question here from Ben. Would you guys take a winger for the left wing back role? I feel like we need one of the wing backs to be more defensive, and the other side we need a winger who's good defensively too.
Good spotted, Ben.
Big up, Ben. Thank you for the question.
Usually when you look at the 3-4-3 system, you always have one that is more offensive and one is more defensive. You can agree with that, Jarvis, as well. Would I take a winger? Yes, winger is like a wing back, but winger is the ability to track back as well. And then we came into Kvaratskhelia. Yep, I take Kvaratskhelia in that position.
Okay. I think most people would. I just don't think I don't see us being in a position to get him though. You know,
but it's my wish list, though.
Are we talking about 300, 400 pound a week?
Yeah, but I don't. Are we in that position? Are we that club anymore? That's my.
Yeah, but the question is, you can take a winger, but you got to have a winger that is kind of defensive minded as well. That can track back, like an Anthony, for example. Anthony can track back as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't we give Anthony a shot at the left wing back to try? We haven't tried him there yet.
I'd have tried Martinez. That was my wild remark, wasn't it, Jarvis? But Jarvis laughed at me.
We tried him already as a left back.
We tried him as left back, didn't we? Not on the left wing back.
We did.
I think his pass delivery, and his guile in front of goal, gentlemen, which he proved on Sunday was. Ben, I hope that's answered your question. I've got a pearl here for Jarvis. He's going to love me for this one.
Big up, Ben. Big up, Ben.
The United football way, absolute big up. Jarvis, can we now trust these players?
I'm extremely skeptical. I'm not trusting them at all. You know, I've been following this club really closely now for, I don't know, since the end of the 80s, and you know, there's something different now since Fergie left. I think we lost our way, and the way is money, and I think they can meet up for a big game because they know the eyes are on them. And but there's something different to motivate yourself when you go away against the bottom teams of the table. Southampton, when you go away against Leicester, when you go away or play against Ipswich, you don't see the same performance. Wolves. So why is that? It has to be mentality, and I think there's something wrong with the mentality. Oh yeah, they showed us against Liverpool that they know how to do it, but it doesn't mean that they will repeat the same again in the next week. So for me, I'm not trusting them at all, and I expect us to be inconsistent as hell the rest of the season. We will beat Arsenal maybe and lose against Southampton. That's how my expectations going forward.
My expectations are we beat Arsenal for sure. My actual answer to that, guys, is I don't think it's whether we can trust the players. Do the players trust themselves? And if you can't trust yourself as a footballer, go and do something else. That's the answer. Guys, I think it's a brilliant question, by the way. I like it. It's one of my favorite questions tonight. I want
to answer that question as well. Can I, for a second? Yeah, because I think that what we are seeing here now is a change of culture, right? We came back to tape and say what you said. Money enabled it, and Glazers enabled it, and Glazers enabled Marcus Rashford the minute they gave him the 350, right?
Yeah,
you know, it's so hard to get rid of that person, like, you know, to sell him in the market, to do anything in the market, and that creates player power. But this is something what we clearly see now they're trying to get rid of, right? With Ruben Amorim coming in right now, being pissed off, showing the way, you know, he's angry. Surely, like, you know, we need to see some response from going forward for now, like, because I think that the last thing we need to do is to sort of kill the player power. Marcus Rashford is one of them. Luke Shaw. You know, the final, the last of the yeah, you know what I mean. You know, so but in terms of performance, listen, we came back to tape and said he had 6 training sessions with them now. The penny has dropped, They understood. They came out and said, you know, we understand now what he wants. So that let the trust be on the pitch, man. But for now, I agree with you saying, Jarvis. We've been far too much seeing inconsistency. Like, you know, you win one against Liverpool, you lose one against Fulham. What's going on here? Like, you know.
Yeah.
Great answers, guys. I just want to bring this one up from Gaz. It's very similar very similar answer to the question just asked. So we're not ignoring you guys. It's just we've already kind of done that. I'll just quickly, briefly touch on this one. Jamie's asked if we won the conference, have we completed the treble of European trophies? We would have won every European trophy, correct? Because the conference wasn't around until just recently. So it's a trophy that eludes us as we speak. So yes, the answer.
Thank God it eludes us for a long, long time.
Let's hope so. Right. What we got? Stephanie.
Question. Who's the only manager to win the set?
I'm just trying to think. Well, there's only been how many conference leagues has there been? 3.
Yeah, but who's the only manager to win the set?
It's not David Moyes.
The set.
Are we talking about UEFA Cup?
He's won the conference. He won the Europa Conference, didn't he, with West Ham last year?
David Moyes won 4 European trophies. Yeah, get back to me on that, mate.
Yes. Well, save that to the end. Save that to the end. Guys, is it Jose? Was it
Jose?
I was going to say, if you knew it in the chat, then please let us know. But great question, Jamie. It really was. It's there you go. It's got us all.
Mourinho, yeah.
Quick one for you, Jarvis. Rashmano. Would you let Evans leave in January? That's a massively interesting question.
No, not yet. I would keep it till the end of the season. Maybe there's a job for him in the coaching staff. You never know.
There was something I read about today.
Right, this is how you defend.
Andy, can we trust Lindelof to be the fifth centre back because he's always injured?
Lindelof is like a Lindelof chocolate. He'll melt.
Yeah. No, he's gone.
He melts. So I would definitely keep Johnny Evans till the end of the season.
Oh wait. Did you call Lindelof chocolate?
No, you can't call him Lind chocolate. Don't do that.
Lindelof chocolate melt.
Rashmano, we've got a few
nice
questions.
Little rabbit at Christmas, you can bite the head off.
I love it. Rashmano, I think no, we would keep him till the summer and then perhaps put him into a coaching role. I think it'd be brilliant for us. Thanks for that, Rashmano. Stephanie Griffiths coming again with a really great question. If United had just a squad of 15 first teamers like the old days, who would you make the cuts and who would this focus the players to perform better? I think, Steph, that's probably too long a question to answer tonight. I think we'll get the lads to. It's a brilliant question. I love it. I think we'll get the lads to think on it, and then perhaps we'll answer that maybe in the next
15. Ugarte.
It's a great question.
Georgie Best.
The older. Oh, yes, sorry, but the oldest.
Alicia's come in with a couple of brilliant ones. Stu, what's your favourite 1980s band? That's Tears for Fears. They were absolutely brilliant. I also like White Snake. Yeah, but Tears for Fears for me. And Andy, did you have a BMX or a chopper?
I had a BMX. Babe. Yes. I had a BMX, babe. I'm telling you, Cap. Them choppers like the 70s or something like that. But I remember them gears, them choppers. They were like 3 gears, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. I know. Just a funny one for Trev from.
I had the ET bike.
Every kid wanted that. Every kid wanted that.
Yeah, just didn't make any sense after all these years of knowing him. Oh, dear me. Be polite. No, he's never made any sense.
He's brilliant, you know. I respect you so much, so I won't banter him now. Yeah,
Trev. You've got to. Trevor's put a brilliant question in the chat, and it's going to be our final question. So we've just got a couple more to get through. So let's just rattle through these. Again, Steph. Steph. She comes up with some pearls. Jarvis, start with you on this one. Very quick, 30 seconds each on this, please, lads. When will United stop being just a cup team? I love this question.
2028.
Jarvis, mate, just crystal ball.
No, Omar Baradas.
2028.
2032.
So we got 2028, 2032. Mick?
Well, I think that now I'm getting suspicious. I think that Jarvis is working as advisor to Omar Barada, because Omar Barada said that we're going to win the league in 2028. So yeah, which is the jubileum. So yeah. Now, well,
we get
I
a new
will go.
stadium.
Well, I go with Ralph Ragnick. The famous open heart surgery doesn't have to take years; it can take 1 year. It depends on how the recruitment goes, and that's it. You got to get the recruitment spot on, because the recruitment's been shambolic. Maybe in 2 years, maybe.
No, you can't have that, because I was going 2027. That's not fair.
Well, yeah, I didn't know that. I'm not Nostradamus. Piss off.
Fine. 2029 then. Fuck you. 2020. Steph, that is a brilliant question.
That's good.
Let's see where we are and see whether Andy's 2032, Mick's 2027, Jarvis is well thought out 2028, and I've just got to pick a number 2029. Let's see what happens. Got a really good question here before we move to Trevor's final one. Question for all. How many players can we sell and sign this transfer window? All Ineos say no. Jarvis, we'll start with you, then Mick, and then Andy.
Sign and sell this transfer. You mean the January transfer window?
I think he means January. Yeah.
I don't think we will. Maybe we will sell a couple, but we won't buy anyone. 2 sells and 1 loan.
Okay, Mick.
Yeah.
I think the outs is more important for me. Casemiro needs to go. Ericsson needs to go. There's rumors that Casemiro is going to Saudi. Ericsson needs to go. He's not even in the squad. Lindelof you can't because injured. Rashford, apparently there's some reports lining up that potential clubs are going for him. So first and foremost, you need to get the outs first in order to do the ins. We need at least 2 signings in January will happen. We need apparently a left wing back and potentially a striker that could be on loan. Funny, I did a transfer show this morning and I did a poll. And I say, who do you think we're going to be getting as a striker? There's Vlahovic. Of course, there was Osimhen, which is more paper talk than ever. And then it was Victor Gyökeres. And the 4th choice, which was Jack Shit.
Jack Shit wins.
Yeah.
Andy, Mr. Tate.
Excellent striker.
Yes.
I think we will sign a permanent left back.
Okay.
And I think we'll get a lone striker. But
I believe so.
We have to get 2 out the door first. For it could be a late one. I don't want a striker like Vega or something against him, or a Gallo. I don't want anything like that. But if it comes to it, I'll just take a left back. If you can just get a left back in, I'll be happy with that.
Bless him. Colour love only the Gallo. I would like to get I'd like to get a striker in, to be fair. So I phoned up my old mate Luther Blissett to come in, and he'll do 6 months for us. It'd be absolutely brilliant. Amazing.
He played for Watford, didn't
he? He did, yeah. Actually played a season for AC Milan.
No, but this is what I would do.
Honestly, Andy, he played a season for AC Milan.
Priority is left wing back and a striker on the loan, a stopgap until we get to the summer and go to get the number 1, Gyökeres.
Yeah.
So, great question, United Football Way. You've come in with 2 brilliant ones. But I'm going to finish with our good old mate Trev, because I really love questions like this. And Jarvis is going to give us his nostalgia look. And Mr. Tate, I think he's going to struggle with this one, because I think he's got so many good memories. Same with Mick and same with me. But here it is. If you had to go back in time, what is your most cherished memory of Manchester United? Could it ever be topped? I love questions like that. Absolutely love it. Who wants to go first? Because it's not easy, this.
And Solskjaer have won it.
Yes, okay.
Well,
Mick was
I can go first if that's okay.
Oh, Mick's already in. You can go next, yeah.
In the late 90s, we had one hero in Norway, and his name was Ollie. And I'm talking about the FA Cup against Liverpool, because I was away that weekend. I think it was a Saturday, and we were at a football tournament, and I was surrounded by Liverpool guys. It was a small TV. We sat in like a cantina on the school and watched the game. We ate like waffles and drank Coke. And I was the only one cheering for Man United, and all of them was Liverpool players, and they gave me such a hard time because Liverpool were up 1-0, and we equalized, and then Ole scored in the dying minutes. So for me, I think that was the epiphany. I was like cheering. I never cheered so much before, and because Ole, and he was Norwegian too. So for me, that was a special moment that I will always remember. And I remembered everything around me and the canteen and the football tournament, and yeah, it was a great moment.
Great stuff. Andy,
How old was you?
I will go with the 80s, the FA Cups we won, because they were my first memories.
Oh,
8 years old, seeing Man United win an FA Cup, and I'm asking my mum, "Where's Dad?" I went, "He's on the telly." I went, "What do you mean? He's got to watch United. He's got to watch United." She put the telly on for me, and we beat Brighton and Hove Albion. 8 years old. I watched the first game, the replay, 2-2. Losing 1-0, Ray Wilkins, Frank Stapleton, was it Robson who equalised? Yeah. Then remember my first time ever going to Wembley with my dad, 85.
Yeah, I was there.
A lot of memories, and I mean it's 40 years this year. 40 years. It'll be 40 years since we won the FA Cup. Like you say, 10 years old. I'll take it again. Being 50 this year, I'm telling you. So I'll take that again.
Well, I thought it was one memory, but okay.
Mine's
it's the FA Cup. It's 3 memories in one. Yeah. It's one trophy.
I thought you were talking about one game or something, because I remember that Champions League final. We were sitting there. We were mismatched. We were missing
one
players.
One cherished memory. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But if I go back in childhood, it was like sitting in my grandfather's lap, and him and my dad arguing who was the best United player. Granddad was always in for Duncan Edwards and Bobby Charlton, and Dad was George Best is the best player, and Granddad was schooling me as giving me that United DNA in certain ways. So that is a cherish, when you're sitting in your granddad's lap and he's telling you everything about it. He went to the in Belgrade before the when the Munich edges, he was there watching the game. And it's like he was telling me he saw Bobby Charlton scoring, and it's so for me there was history lesson, but for me later on and of course I grew up with Sir Alex Ferguson and all that so for me that moment, the nervous moment, 1999, I mean, and that's why I said Solskjaer has won it, because that was the Fergie time,
That's the memory. Mine was definitely 1977, my first ever game against Wolves. That without doubt was my first cherish memory. And a bit like Jarvis, I was the only Manchester United fan in my school. Everyone was Wolves and Liverpool. That was mine. And also, if we are going to add just one little tiny caveat to it, 1979. Picture the scene, 2-0 down at Arsenal in the FA Cup. And I'm bitterly disappointed. And big Gordon McQueen strikes back, and then Sammy McIlroy was my favourite ever FA Cup goal. Whitesides was close at 85, but the dribbling technique and the just little poke in his left foot, and I was jumping around, and my mum and dad were telling me off, and then 2 minutes later, heartbroken again because Perm, Sunderland, Liam Brady crosses in, Alan Sunderland, and we lose. But still very, very special. So, guys, that wraps up the Q&A. It's been a monster 2-hour show again. My great thanks to Andy Tate, the gaffer, Mick Ruby, and the new gaffer. Jarvis Corner, who I'm going to just transfer back, and he will close out the show.
Yes, let's do that. And I just want to bring this outstanding memories. Where would we be without them? And that's why we love United, the greatest club in the world. So I think we end with those brilliant words from Trevor Wade. So thank you everybody for tuning in. And before we leave, I just want to ask you one favor, because I have a new channel now. It's called the Tactical Devils. So if you guys who are watching on Mick Ruby's channel, MUFC RealistTV, can jump over to the Tactical Devils, smash a like and subscribe to the channel, and vice versa. That will be fantastic. And after the show ends, I want you all to go into the non-live comment section and write down your favorite Man United moment, because I want to read them all and I want to reply to them. So guys, Thank you. It's been a great show. Thank you, Andy, for coming on. Thank you, Stu. Thank you, Mick. Thank you to Noradin. It's been a brilliant show. And guys, we will be here next Monday, 9 p.m. with Jarvis's Corner. Keith Hackett is coming on, and ex-Man United player Phil Mars. So it will be a great show. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. And
Good morning.
See you on the next.